friends, and welcome back to Player Display. Sorry, that introduction was very overly enthusiastic. Here we are with, believe it or not, a Marvel Legends review for the Symbiote Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3. So before I get into this review, I did want to briefly talk about why I don't review Marvel Legends as often anymore, albeit if at all. So it's for a few reasons. Firstly, I'm pretty happy with the Marvel Legends collection I have. I don't really feel the need to get more figures. I mean, really the only Marvel character I care about is Spider-Man. And I feel like I've already got most of the figures I need for him. I got all the suits, I got the Rogues Gallery. All I really care about now is the cinematic stuff from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. If they can roll more of those characters out, then I'm on board. Other than that, I'm good. I don't really need more than them. And secondly, I've been collecting DC figures, and as controversial as the McFarlane line has been, until it's over by the end of the year, that's a whole other fiasco, they're better value figures. They're bigger, they have more details, and they're for the same price. Marvel Legends, though, they're a little more expensive, and they're smaller. So I'll get them here and there. So that being said, I've been a little off the radar. And this was one that caught my eye, of course. It is, of course, Tobey Maguire as he appears in the infamous Spider-Man 3. And that movie, it's not great, but it holds a special place in my heart because I think it came out when I was around kindergarten, first grade, something like that. I just remember the merch was freaking everywhere, all the McDonald's toys, the video games, and shit like that. So as soon as I saw this guy, I'm like, yeah, I gotta add in my collection. Hey, and he even pulled out a few other Marvel Legends figures from my box, because all my Marvel Legends stuff is in a box right now, just so we can do size comparisons. So, that being said, let's look at the Marvel Legends packaging, and I've never seen a box like this before, because it's in a whole new era of Marvel Legends. So, here is the figure in the box. Looks like it's totally blacked out, fittingly so. You also have kind of a McFarlane-ish design in the back where it's got the blue comic-y stuff going on. Looks like we've got a big old web. Down here, we got Spider-Man 3 with that classic Sam Raimi font. Spider-Man off to the side. Got Spider-Man on the side as well. A little bit of a blue tint, which actually does take me back to those old original toys, which were also produced by Hasbro. Off to the back, we have multilingual bios. It's been a very long time since I've seen stuff like that. Since I'm not really collecting a whole lot of Star Wars or Marvel stuff these days, I'm trying to cut down. I'm a renter, you know.
Give me rent.
Down here we have two alternate portraits for Tobey over here. We have masked and unmasked with a bonus symbiote attachment, which is pretty cool. Not sure what this little cryptic number over here means. It's like a serial number or something. Spider-Man again off to this side. Marvel Legends once again. And another profile of the figure. So pretty simple packaging, but of course I do have Betsy. She never goes out of style. I'm gonna pop this dude out of his prison. Okay, so here's my first Marvel Legends figure of 2025. Yeah, I'm that behind. And first impressions of this figure, he's good. I mean, he doesn't really blow my socks off because, again, I've been operating with 7-inch scale for the longest time now. So when I suddenly get a 6-inch figure, it throws me off a bit. I mean, that's why we got Quash and Muck, because I know I don't review a whole lot of 6-inch stuff. So for the sake of size comparisons, they are the stand-ins. But as for this figure and its own merits, it fits the bill. It's really cool. I mean, no crazy surprises or anything. Although I will say it is a very slight improvement over the Tobey Maguire that we got in the infamous No Way Home 3-pack, which I reviewed like well over a year ago now, I think. So that being said, let's have a look at this symbiote Spider-Man. So here we have Emo Parker. Here's the set sculpt, and it's okay. It's a valiant effort. I think it sells the illusion enough fine, but I do have some gripes with it. First of all, I don't know if Tobey is 100% there. He doesn't seem that present in the sculpt. And also, it's very shiny. That's something that I expect from the photoreal from Hasbro, whether it be Marvel or Star Wars, so that's not too shocking or anything. And also, when you really look closely at the printing, you can see there's like these stray little specks all over it. Maybe that's normal to his face, I'm not sure. I haven't seen Spider-Man 3 in a very long time. The hair, it's well sculpted, but I do feel like it's a little plain. I mean, he did have pretty dark hair. Does he have brown hair or black hair? I actually don't recall. But I don't know, I feel like a very slight wash or something would help the hair a little bit. It just feels kind of flat to me, but the sculpt's very good. And other than that, Yeah, I guess I would have preferred a different expression for him. Here he seems very placid and bored, maybe a little sad, which is fitting, but I would have minded like an extra smirking head sculpt, just to exude the cockiness. I mean, if they're going to go out of their way to give us the emo Parker head, then come on, just give him the really smarmy looking expressions that he has throughout the movie, or maybe make him really angry. That would work as well, but this is still good. It's fine. It's a good placeholder, and again, we're working at the 6-inch scale, so this is acceptable. Down to the suit, this is actually great. The reason why I say this is an improvement over the original figure that we got in the modern Marvel Legends line is on that one, actually I might as well just bring them in a little early. The lines were really sloppy, the web lines, so I had to trace them in myself. And I don't know if it necessarily helped, but definitely filled in some gaps. So he's not that perfect. They did release him again with an unmasked head sculpt when they acquired the likeness rights as a single card release, who I do not have, so I couldn't speak to those improvements there. But at least on the original one, he needed some help. Here, though, the lines look extremely crisp. I'm not seeing any crazy bald spots or misfires or paint slop. It seems a lot more accurate for some reason. I mean, I'm sure if I inspected it closely enough, I'd see a few things, but overall, it seems very consistent. I'm very pleased. I also do like the natural glossiness of the plastic. It really brings out almost that honeycomb design that's very prominent in the Sam Raimi suit, so I do love that a lot. I'm actually going to bring in old Toby in again because the logos on the torso are varied, which is accurate to the films. In Spider-Man 1 and 2, technically 3 as well, the logo is largely the same. It might have some minute differences, but the spider logo on the symbiote suit has some branched out arms, kind of comic accurate, so it's a little bit of a middle ground between the Sam Raimi style and the comic style, so love that a lot. A lot to love about the symbiote suit design, even if it wasn't in the best of the trilogy, so it's very cool. Down to the arms, you get more of the webbing pattern, and of course, when you inverse it, you have pinless elbows, which is kind of a mainstay now, but when I previously reviewed Marvel Legends, I remember that being a little bit of a problem that was still in the Hasbro zeitgeist, but it looks like they have repaired that issue now. Of course, when it had pinless elbows, that was more an issue for the classic red and blue Spider-Man, because then you'd have some of the blue popping out from the red, or vice versa. But since this guy is dressed completely in black, it wouldn't have mattered, but still, he's pinless, so it's not even part of the conversation, so that's great to see. The hands are also really well done. He does have alternate hands, which we'll get to later. He comes defaulted with 2 fists, and all the hands are notoriously just a little bit on the small side, a little baby. So, but they serve their purpose fine. Painted in well, the sculpt is there, and they articulate. I like them. They're really good. Down to, I guess we'll flip to the back. We have another spider logo, a little varied from the one in the front. Well, I guess it's the same thing, just bigger, but it looks really great. And then down here, you got a Spidey butt, and you have more of that Spidey spandex going down the legs. Pretty plain all the way down until you get, like, midway up the calf. And then you got his boots, I suppose. I'm not sure if this is all one piece or what. But, yeah, it looks really fantastic. I mean, of course you gotta ignore little, like, toyisms. Like, you got the hinge joint in there, and it breaks up the web pattern. I mean, what do you expect? There's no real way that they can fix that. Yet, you never know. Hasbro's been doing a good job. It's just I've been so focused on DC lately. I haven't had a whole lot of reason to dive into the Marvel front lately. Or Star Wars. I feel like I got all the Star Wars stuff I want as well, so that's why I'm kind of calmed down on Star Wars and Marvel alike. I mean, put it this way, if I'm going to collect more Star Wars stuff, I want Knights of the Old Republic. If I'm going to collect more Marvel stuff, I want more things from the movies I grew up with. So, unless there are things floating within those parameters, we're probably not going to get a whole lot from either of those lines on this channel. But then again, I do have a Patreon, so if you want to kick me in the shin a little bit and get me to go get some extra stuff, then you can make that happen. But anyway, shameless plug. So, that's it for the base figure. Now let's just move straight into accessories very seamlessly. Firstly, you know me, I'm a mask guy. I always prefer masked over unmasked. That's why the 3-pack was preferable to me. And also, you had some more hand options. We have the masked head sculpt, and this is definitely better painted than the original Maguire that we got. The webs are a lot more accurate. I mean, it's a little missing back here. I mean, it could be corrected as well. It's all raised, so if you wanted to color it over really quick with a marker or something, you could do it. And the eyes look pretty nice as well. They're done in a silver, which is a pretty good way to interpret the lenses as they appeared in the movie. And let's do a head swap as well. So I'm going to pop Toby away and drop on the symbiote. And it looks like we got a dumbbell joint in here. That looks really thin, so that makes me a little bit concerned, but it's Hasbro. They've been doing a good job lately from what I've been telling from behind the scenes, despite me not purchasing a whole lot of their products. But yeah, it looks great, well proportioned. I mean, from the side, you might want to push that forward. Another thing I do remember, one complaint I had with the original Toby is the fact that he didn't have that cut in the back of the neck. Yeah, you can see here, there's no cut, so you can't look straight forward. But what I did on my other copy is I did kind of Dremel it down a little bit, or got a knife, I don't remember what. So now he can look straight on. So if you want to do that mod for yourself, you can see what difference it makes, then you can totally do it. Oh, well, that looks a little suggestive. Let's put him aside. Anyways, as for other accessories, he has 4 alternate hands, which is perfect. So he's got 3 pairs, 6 total hands, which is great. He's got his 2 thwips, which are virtually identical. Of course, one being for the left and one being for the right. Those look great. And then he's got 2 slightly varied crawling hands, or relaxed hands. So one's a little bit more splayed out, and one's a little bit more crawly-wally. So looks very good. Reminds me of like the Spider-Man magnets that you throw in the fridge. Even the Spider-Man toys where they had like magnets embedded in their palms and you could put on your fridge as a kid. Yeah, so this just takes me back. I mean, I know the movie's not great, but I do have nostalgia for it for a very good reason. But anyways, let's try a few hand swaps. We will get a thwip, which should be pretty easy. I mean, it's Hasbro. I don't think I've had much issue with their hand swaps ever. But yeah, there's a thwip. Looking great. Looks awesome, actually. I'm more reminded of like some, a few web accessories to go with him. That's all right. So he was pretty standard price to a typical Marvel Legends, from what I could tell. But if I'm totally out of line, then let me know in the comments. I just haven't been following the line in a very long time. And then as for a crawling hand, we have this one with more bent fingers. That looks pretty cool. Maybe like grabs Sandman's fists and he screams everything or something like that. So yeah, this is a really nice figure. Although I was about to move on to articulation, but we have one more accessory to look at. We gotta pop off the head and bring in, I don't know why I'm reaching this way, I'm sorry, the crazy looking symbiote over here. There's no point where it was stretching off of his body, I guess in the church scene. So it would be more accurate to have this symbiote face coming off of his neck from here with the unmasked head sculpt. And then you could have him on his knees, screaming in agony as he was ripping the symbiote away as the bells of the church chime. And then we have Eddie Brock below to turn into perhaps the weakest iteration of Venom we've ever seen. And I said it once, I'll say it again, the toys made at the time were better than what we got in the movie. He was more bulky and everything, but I didn't spare the time to dig up my original Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3 Venom, so I apologize for that, but that's okay. So that's all the accessories. Let's go right into articulation. Returning to the masked head because I wanna, let's have a look at the articulation. So we have some good tilt, got her forward, we already had a little look at the back, a little bit of a trench back there, which they've done before, would be nice, but it's on this particular mold. And he's got exorcist swivel, very good. He has butterfly joints as well. I found them a little awkward to move before, like this one's kind of tender, but they do move. Ever so slightly, not a whole lot. I think it was the same for the red and blue variant as well. And then as for everything else, you can spin around, you can go out, you can go in. He's got the bicep swivel, looking really good. Double jointed elbows, which are pinless, as we discussed. And then as for the wrists, they swivel, and all of them hinge in and out very nicely. Down to the torso, you have a diaphragm joint of sorts. You do not have... No, I lied. You do have an ab crunch. So you have diaphragm joint and an ab crunch. You can put them together, do a lot forward. It looks very sad, which is fitting for this character. And way back, that is unhealthy. And then, of course, you can use the diaphragm to do some swivel, a little bit of tilt, and whatever it is you like. It gives him some good movement. Throw in the figure stand, you can get him doing whatever a spider can. Down here, there's no swivel in the waist, which is okay. You do have a lot of movement down here in the legs. So you got your out, you got your in. It feels a little bit... like it could go further, but the butt sculpt kind of gets in the way. That's all right. The thigh swivel, I felt like it was really stiff at first, but I kind of had to crack it out, and now it's okay. How about this one? Yeah, he's okay there too. Pinless legs, just like the elbows, and those should crunch in no problem. Very good. And then, of course, down here on the feet, we have back, forward, no to articulation because that is more of a DC thing. And then we got our rocker. A little bit clicky, actually a little bit ratchety. I don't know if that's like a new mechanic that they've been doing, but yeah, it's nice. I love this figure. He's great. I mean, it's nothing revolutionary, but everything that you could want from a symbiote Spider-Man is here, aside from maybe some more erratic Tobey Maguire unmasked head sculpts. Other than that, I'm happy. He's really cool. I was just about to do size comparisons. I totally missed another part of articulation that Hasbro has employed lately, but I completely forgot about. We do have a drop down in the legs, very slight, but you can see there's a little bit of a pop up and down right there, but that alone should give him some more range. I mean, there's some kicking up. It's more of a 90, but just the fact that it's there at all is pretty neat. So anyways, let's get him propped back up, and he is almost exactly the same mold as the original release, except for the torso, but that doesn't really change a whole lot. It's just a resculpted logo. Everything else is basically identical, articulation-wise and detail-wise, but just colors are different, of course. So as for other size comparisons, we have the No Way Home Green Goblin. I really hope they do a 2002 version of him. Next to him, we have the original release of the Tobey Maguire from the 3-pack. In fact, the same can be said about these other two over here. Speaking of these two, we have my personal favorite Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, and then we have the Tom Holland, who is, of course, a little shorter, as he should be. And then lastly, as per tradition, we have the Stars of the Black Series Squash and Muck-a-Muck.
Who the hell are these bums?
Don't worry about them. They're old friends. They pop up for size comparisons once in a while. You know how there's a whole bunch of Batman? Well, there's also a whole bunch of Spider-Man. It's like that crazy multiverse thing that's trending right now.
Yeah, it's really nice stretching out my back after being in the box for who knows how long. Everything's bad and sad. Everything's bad and sad. I should have knocked up the landlord's daughter. Who invited that guy? Oh, that's a little old me from when I was a spry teenager who looked suspiciously like a 30-year-old. You see that, Peters? 1 and 3? Enjoy your youth while you got it. Good times, good times.
Hey, I like the black suit. You know, that would be pretty cool for an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Get real, Peter.
Just be happy with what you can get.
I tried my damnedest to get him in that really sad pose from when he's regretting all his life decisions, like putting on the symbiote suit and dating Mary Jane instead of Ursula, but this is the closest I could get. But he's still really damn cool. If I want to fudge in the effort, I could make him look a lot more dynamic. And that's the nature of this figure. He's a very obvious re-release of an old figure, but that original figure, being this dude over here, he didn't have the greatest articulation ever. In terms of looks, this guy is really good, and for sure more accurate than the original release of Tobey, especially because of simply the lining alone. I mean, think about it, this whole figure is based out in black aside from maybe the eyes, and then of course you got the alternate head, but this whole thing falls back on the webbing. If they messed up the webbing, this whole figure would be a flop. But the fact that they did the webbing well, and they threw in the bonus symbiote accessory, which they didn't even have to do, that makes this figure really good. And you also get the alternate head sculpt. And it's not my favorite, you know me, I'm a mask guy, but it's not a failure. He's still really excellent. So I love this dude a lot. I highly recommend him. I can't necessarily say whether he's worth the price or not, because again, I haven't really been following the line. So let me know in the comments if you believe this guy is priced pretty reasonably, or if he's a little bit over. I'm just not sure. All I could say is that I was tailing the Maximum Series Spider-Man for a little while there, but then I canceled my pre-order, and based on the reviews I've been seeing, I'm kind of glad I did. So, enough said there. I won't speak to something that I haven't reviewed myself, but anyhow, that is all for our look at the Spider-Man 3 Symbiote Spider-Man. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed them, please, as per usual, be sure to like,
comment, ring the bell to be notified of our latest arrivals, and subscribe.
If you want forgiveness, then give an old toy manufacturer another chance. Rock on, and we'll see you all later.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Check out this other video you might like in our sister gaming channel. It would be real sweet if you did. Still waiting.